Hey everyone, welcome back to Arcade Cafe. Today, we're talking about The Legend of Link, Echoes of Wisdom.
They had the opportunity. Why didn't they take it?
So a few days ago, I finally finished it, and it's good.
Pretty darn good.
I actually only have 3 negatives with the game, so let's go ahead and get those out of the way. Number 1, this title screen is too basic. I'm always looking for title screens with epic music over some cinematic shots like Twilight Princess. Number 2, making smoothies is really slow, because you can only make one at a time. It would really benefit if you could make multiple at a time. Number 3, and this is the biggest one, I think the menu for the echoes is really bad. And it's a problem that only gets worse the further you get into the game. Sometimes I would be scrolling forever to find the echo that I need, but sometimes my eyes would miss it or just glaze over because of the amount of echoes on screen and I would have to look all over again. But credit where credit is due, the sorting system for this menu is handled much better than Tears of the Kingdom. 90% of the time my sort tab is set to most used, but if I needed a powerful echo for battle, I'd set the tab to cost. If I needed a specific echo that I just learned recently or one that I just used recently, there are used and learned recently tabs. But I still think that they should do away with this menu because it really does interrupt your gameplay way too often. But anyway, yeah, that's all my negatives. Now I'm gonna gush about how much I love this freaking game. Oh my god, it feels like Zelda again! We're actually playing as Zelda. It's a dream come true. We've got a companion, let's go! I'm breaking pots, I'm cutting grass, and I'm getting hearts and rupees. Do my ears deceive me, or is that adventuring music?
Oh, and it sounds really good.
Limitations like having rifts block me off from certain areas and strict dungeon design to prevent me from turning the game into a freaking cakewalk? That's what I'm talking about. Now this is a Zelda game. You have no idea how happy I felt throughout this entire game. It feels so good to return to the original formula after more than 11 years. Now granted, it's not 100% the original formula. There is some Tears of the Kingdom DNA here with the echoes. The echoes do give you a good amount of freedom in allowing you to tackle how you progress through the world and dungeons in your own creative ways. But thanks to the tightly designed world and dungeons, there's not a lot of ways to skip or cheese your way through the game. And I love that. Trust me, I tried to break this game, but even if you manage to reach areas you aren't supposed to be in the story yet, there's nothing there because you aren't supposed to be there in the story yet. So now, thanks to this strict and limited design of the world and dungeons, trying to skip a puzzle or get to a section of the map becomes a puzzle all in itself. And when you actually pull it off, it's super satisfying because this game is actively going out of its way most of the time to prevent you from doing that. And it feels like you just beat the system. But even if you choose not to do that, the puzzles in this game are fun, engaging, and satisfying. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the combat. So, hear me out. Zelda defeats her enemies, learns their echo, and then she can summon them at her beck and call anytime. Zelda is a Necromancer. Instead of summoning your courage and fighting the monsters head-on like Link, Zelda uses her wisdom through strategic thinking, positioning, and summoning. That is so freaking cool! A little bit off topic, but I used to play a lot of wrestling games, but I would never actually play the games, I would just make characters and watch them fight. Summoning echoes in this game kind of reminded me of that. Just pop out an echo, chill in the corner, and cheer it on, and if it dies, then I summon another one like round 2. Fight! Zelda does have a sword fighter form, but I only used it during emergencies or boss fights so I can get those classic Zelda beatdowns when the boss is stunned and you can go over to him and whack him. Okay, I want to gush about the story now, so if you don't want to be spoiled, click off the video now, go finish the game, and come back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we good? Cool. The Triforce is back, baby! Link can't talk because he was one of the children who was kidnapped through the rifts, which makes you lose your voice, and now he fights for the sake of those children? This Link lore is dope as heck. Null is like some primordial being who's been around since the dawn of time, even before the creation of the Triforce? Deku Tree. Deku Tree! We get to speak to the goddesses Din, Furore, and Nehru for the first time, and it makes sense because Zelda is a priestess and she can communicate with the gods? I'm losing my freaking mind! These Deku scrubs are freaking adorable. They throw you in jail and they give you a stick. You team up with Link in the final battle and it's difficult and it's awesome and it's one of my new favorite final boss fights in the whole series now. But yeah, those were my biggest highlights of the game. I had a great time. If I were to give it a ranking on my Zelda tier list, I give it a B. It's got solid world and dungeon design and fun combat, but even though its story harkens back to older Zelda games, which is amazing and what I want, I still feel it's kind of basic and cookie cutter, and lacks weight and emotional depth. Now there is one sad scene that made me choke up a little bit, and that's when Tri was leaving at the end of the game. But The Legend of Link: Echoes of Wisdom is an amazing entry, which is especially awesome because it's Zelda's first game, and is definitely a step in the right direction. Before you go, make sure to help me battle the algorithm by commenting below your favorite Echo and your most used Echo in Echoes of Wisdom. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.